How does good energy come to you? It comes to you naturally when you have developed yourself. By doing so, your soul will gain power, and by growing your soul, you will be able to utilize nature's power. The only way to nurture your soul is to obtain more knowledge. People of modern times already have common knowledge in society. We need knowledge with high energy because we are grown. And that is what this society needs. We are searching for a new paradigm. A new paradigm in education, new paradigm in logic, and a new paradigm in ideology. It's time to do research for this. Intellectuals have been advocating for a new paradigm for the last 15 to 20 years. Intellectuals, businessmen, leaders, and all people are calling for a new paradigm, but it is nowhere to be found. And that is why society is at a standstill for the last 15 to 20 years. A very advanced society should have enormous improvements every year, but it is tied down. There is no change. We are supposed to be living a wonderful life, but it is not happening. Society is entangled. People with great wealth are frustrated and going crazy. People without wealth are going crazy. Handsome people become crazy, and ugly people become crazy too. Everyone is going mad. Unwealthy think that rich people would not go crazy, right? No, they become crazy even more. When rich people cause an accident, people are outraged at the severity. When rich people go crazy, they act deranged and cause bigger accidents. Unwealthy people can't create big accidents because they can't handle the aftermath. This is what we are facing in society today. Everyone is going crazy. Why? Because they can't find what they are supposed to do. What is the reason for our existence? We go crazy because we haven't found our task. When someone has found their duty and carries out their task, they will discover that a joyful world will reveal itself. This is called Hucheonsidae. Seuseungnim and Hucheonsidae operate under the law of 3 to 7. The process of accomplishing 70% of the world's development is called Seuseungnim. Using the power created from Seuseungnim to start the next era is called Hucheonsidae. We made great efforts to produce everything possible on earth. The question is, how are we going to use this energy? And this will be determined by opening up our wisdom. Only the one who sees this and the world with the knowledge of cosmic law can produce the answer. It is time to accept new teachings. I am not saying do not believe in God. It is time to rethink who God is and what kind of being He is. God is our parent and ingrained nature's energy. We who live within nature are surely God's children. Why? Because we are cells within ingrained nature. This is what our souls are. The cells within ingrained nature are souls, and this is a non-physical matter. That is why we are called the children of God. When our souls properly develop and grow to attain high energy, Thence we become the masters of nature. That is why we are studying about space and galaxies, because it is now almost time to manage the cosmic universe. When people have lived their last incarnation on earth, they will not continue to live as humans. When the soul has finished developing, it does not return with a human body to develop more. The soul separates from the physical body and goes to space. When it goes into space, then it has to manage the universe. Because the development period on Earth has finished, we need to go to space to manage it. That is why we are now dealing with space while we are still here on Earth. We need to study about galaxies. That is why God is helping scientists to work in that field. Scientists share their research about space with us through the internet. We learn about stars, what they are, and what kind of energy and movements exist within them. We learn what type of energy is moving inside the sun to produce such light and energy. We have to learn about space so that we can manage it. The time is upon us where we will not be able to come back to earth with a human body. That is why we are learning about heaven. We have to know about God more accurately. God, as we have known Him using the knowledge of 3,000 or 5,000 years ago, was when we were ignorant, and it is not accurate. We have become more knowledgeable with superior discernment as an intellectual society to reorganize all things. As part of a reorganization, we have to rename all things that were labeled on earth up to now. Since we are intellectuals with superior capability, does it make sense to continue to use designations created 3,000 years ago? We have to examine this more carefully to designate new nomenclatures. Who can create names? Dogs, pigs, cows, horses, or chimpanzees can never place a name on an object. Animals can't name things. They can't call names. Who can create nomenclature? Only gods can create this. But who created nomenclature on these objects? Humans did. It's humans who create names. We make this and call it a water cup. We call another container that contains something else a particular nomenclature. Only gods can designate nomenclatures to prove that something is what it is. Humans created names for everything. There isn't a plant that doesn't have a name. If we discover a plant that does not have a name, then we create new terminology. On Earth, people have divided land from other land and labeled names to designate different countries. Within each country, names are created to designate different towns. People built roads and created names for them. They call it a particular road with a number. Who did? Gods did this. All vocabularies are created by the gods. What am I trying to say? We are gods. humans are gods. Humans are gods, but there is another type of God. There are two types of gods. One is the spirit gods. The other is the energy God that exists as the great cosmos. This being that exists as the energy God is called God. We placed a nomenclature on him as the Almighty, Omniscient, and Omnipotent.